Funky Fitness Now, Episode 12, Best Healthy Foods Your Mom Never Made.
The thing about it is it's not sweet. So the name is a little deceiving. Like you think pudding, you think like chocolate pudding or vanilla pudding, right? No, this tastes like a sausage.
Welcome to Funky Fitness Now, where every week we take a look at some of the creative, unusual, and crazy things people do to get fit. We have a lot of fun, and occasionally we even learn something. So fasten your weight belt. It's time for Funky Fitness Now. Here are your hosts, Steve Stearns and Jessica Bailey.
Hi, this is Steve Stearns from Funky Fitness Now. Welcome to episode number 12. This one should have been episode number 13 because we've been having a heck of a time getting this one going, but we're very excited because we're going to be talking about all kinds of weird and wacky foods. And speaking of weird and wacky foods, Jessica Bailey.
Hi.
How do you like that intro?
Oh, no, I love that intro. It caught me off guard. I was like waiting for you to talk, and then all of a sudden you were like, Jessica Bailey, oh God, it's my turn. Was your mom a good cook?
She's an awesome baker. Like she makes great pies and cakes and things like that. But when... And I would say she's a good cook. When I was growing up, though, she was in an experimental phase, which was very scary.
Oh, my God. What did she do?
Oh, my goodness. It was all kinds of... I think the weirdest thing was she did like orange rinds in green peas or something like that. It was a weird combo.
How did that taste?
I think I've tried to block it out of my mind. How about your mother? You make some weird stuff?
My mom is a very special kind of cook.
Okay.
Like, special, not good. There was like a rotation of food in our house. We always had spaghetti.
Yeah.
We had this chicken weird thing that was always really dry, and we always ate like some kind of pasta, like tortellini or something, and she would like put the store-made pasta sauce on it. And that is what we ate constantly growing up.
Well,
and they also used to buy a cow, and we would have parts of cow, which is amazing to me. And that's probably why I don't eat meat anymore, is because I had so much freaking meat as a child.
Oh, so you don't eat meat at all?
No, I don't.
Oh, I've got some great options for you then as we go through our list tonight.
Oh, I can't wait. My mom always telling me that I need to get over not eating meat. Get over it.
Just get over it. I've got one here. If you want to try something different that's not from the meat family. Is there a meat family? I'm pretty sure there's a meat family. Isn't there a meat family?
Yeah, I think there is a meat family, actually.
I think they live just down the road. I'm quite certain that they're, yes. Anyhow, how would you feel about crickets?
Okay. I don't feel good about them, but if you force me to eat them, I will. Well,
this is one of these funky foods that's actually extremely healthy, but a little bit bizarre. However, I think they've got a good way to get this one into your rotation so that you're not just, standing there chomping on green things with legs sticking out of your mouth. It's not like that.
Okay, so please explain.
Okay, so what they do is they grind these little crickets down into flour, and then you can use the cricket flour to make things like cookies or, cakes or muffins or something like that. And you get all of the healthy nutritional benefits from the crickets, but you don't have to actually eat the cricket itself in a way. Does that make sense?
Oh, so just like you would buy flour at the grocery store, that it's cricket flour?
It's cricket flour. That's right.
Do they actually call it cricket flour? That freaks me out.
I bet they do. I don't know. I haven't really looked at a bag of it, but I'm pretty sure if they don't call it cricket flour, they definitely would be promoting the fact that there's crickets in it.
Have you ever seen what this looks like? Are there like parts of crickets in the flour that you can see?
Definitely. It's just like a big white thing of flour, but then there's like legs and antennas sticking out of it. No, I have no idea.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I'm picturing. That is so gross.
That would be awful. You'd have like a little leg sticking out of your muffin. Hey, what's this made out of? Nothing, just eat it.
Oh God, no, it's so gross.
But these, on a serious note, these are very nutritious. They have more protein. These crickets have more protein than something like chicken. They've got 65% protein compared to chicken, which is only 23%. And they've got tons of vitamins, minerals. They're low in saturated fat. In fact, they have none. They have no sugar because crickets, they don't like sweets. And they are high in micronutrients like iron, calcium, B vitamins, that sort of thing. It's a very healthy thing.
Okay.
And
I'm not totally convinced I'll do it, but okay.
that's exactly what Melissa said. I did the research and I was like, we got to try this. And she's like, no, we don't. We don't have to try it.
We're good to go.
But there are a lot of people in the world. Apparently, the research that I found said 80% of the people in the world eat insects on a regular basis. And not only for the nutritional value, but they're actually a really good source of food for the health of the world, too. It only takes, they said, 1 gallon of water to produce a pound of crickets. And if you compare that to a pound of beef, it takes 2,000 gallons of water for a pound of beef.
You're saying to me that if I were like a contestant on a game show like Survivor, I would be forced to eat crickets.
Possibly, especially if you needed to conserve, water.
Okay. Well, note to self, don't go on Survivor.
Right. They eat all kinds of weird stuff on those shows anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think it's more for the shock factor, like they're eating bugs.
Right.
Whatever. Well, my next one is a buggy one, too.
Oh.
It's a wasp cracker. Wasp.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Tell me they're not alive.
Biscuit. No, I don't think so. It's a biscuit filled with wasp. Yeah. So maybe they're using the same kind of flour. We have cricket flour, but this is a wasp flour because it's a biscuit, and biscuits are like cooked, so I'm assuming they're not alive.
They can't be. So that is interesting. So it's another insect, though.
Yeah, it's another insect. Equally disgusting. But, they're found in Japan, and they're very popular in Japan. And it's basically like a rice cracker that contains this specific kind of wasp called a digger wasp.
Digger wasp.
Yeah, the whole thing looks like a chocolate chip cookie.
So what's the health benefit? Is there something special about these wasps?
Yeah, so the digger wasps are very high in protein, like 81%.
Whoa, they beat the cricket.
Yeah, they do eat the cricket. So, like,
they
steak,
do eat the cricket.
Yeah, right? They do. Oh, God. I'm not really big into eating bugs. I'm really open-minded to try a lot of things, but crickets, digger wasps, yeah, it's just not my thing.
I've eaten a few bugs just out on the road, running around with my mouth open.
Because your mouth is open, yeah. Like when you're bicycling, probably.
That's right. It's like it's like a human parachute kind of slowing me down. And occasionally, clunk, mosquito.
And you get to eat a wasp. Well, they're filled with protein. They're good for you.
So is it a dessert or something?
No, it's a rice cracker. So, personally, like when I have a rice cracker, it doesn't really taste like much. No. So I'm not going to have that for dessert. I want something that's delicious and sweet for dessert, right?
What if you drizzled honey all over it?
Well, I think that's defeating the purpose, right? You're like covering the flavor of the wasp.
With honey.
Right. So, I think like if you have this digger cracker that looks like a chocolate chip cookie, maybe you can like fake your brain into thinking that it is more delicious than it is. I don't know. Maybe it is delicious. I've never tried it, and I'm not going to.
It doesn't sound like it is. No,
right?
Exactly. And now, the thing that always gets me about these things is how do they come up with this stuff? Who's sitting around going, you know what this rice cake needs? Wasps. Who does that?
I don't know. I guess if you do your research and you know that these digger wasps, they're like 81% protein. Oh, we got to put these in the rice cracker. Or maybe it's really easy to put them in a rice cracker, and that's why they do it. I don't know.
So here's the third course of our meal. So we've got the wasp crackers now, and we have crickets, right? So we've got a bunch of bugs on the table. So we'll do something a little bit more normal. This one is spaghetti squash.
Ooh, yum. That sounds good.
It is, and I've actually had this.
Ooh, you have?
Yeah, it's really good. Melissa made spaghetti, but instead of the spaghetti noodles, she used the spaghetti squash, and it was awesome.
What was the consistency like?
Almost exactly like regular noodles, except you know how when you eat spaghetti, I've never been a big spaghetti fan anyway, but when you eat a plate of spaghetti, you feel like, I got to go lay down and digest this.
Yeah. It's like very heavy and full, and it's like a rock in your stomach.
Exactly. And this is completely the opposite. It's very light, but it still has the same texture, almost the same flavor as spaghetti.
Oh,
It's
how
great.
long did it take her to make this?
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know what all of the steps are. I think she had to like bake the squash for a time and then cut it and then pull the insides out in order to get the pasta-like squash. I think there's a little process, but I don't think it was too bad.
So if you don't like spaghetti and you were given this plate that looks like spaghetti, were you like in your mind, shit, spaghetti for dinner? Or like what made you decide like, hey, all right, let's try this. I'm going to feel like crap afterwards, thinking it was real spaghetti.
Yeah, I think I knew it wasn't real, but I do think that still had that same sort of thought process, looking at it, going like, ugh, I'm not going to like this. But then I found that I did. But it wasn't like she was trying to trick me. I mean, told me what it was, but it really was good. And this is also very healthy, very nutrient rich. It's got folic acid, potassium, vitamin A, beta carotene, and I found out that it was a fruit. It's not even a vegetable.
Ooh, so it's a little sweet?
No, I mean, to me, it tastes like a vegetable. It's just considered a fruit. I hate it when they do that. It's the same thing with tomatoes.
Right, because it's always in your salad, so you just assume that is a vegetable. I know.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got something for dessert. It is called blood pudding.
Ugh, that was disgusting.
Yes, it is. It's made from the dried blood of pigs or cows.
Okay, it just got worse. Dried blood?
I know. It's really gross. The thing about it is it's not sweet. So the name is a little deceiving. Like you think pudding, you think like chocolate pudding or vanilla pudding, right? No, this tastes like a sausage.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have this with our crickets. I mean, maybe we're...
Sure.
Yeah, it contains heme, the type of iron absorbed most readily by the body, making it a strong defense against anemia.
Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're eating blood.
Right. Right? Oh, God. So, right, that just rounds out our meal. Our meal of disgusting.
Ugh. Is this something that's popular like in London or Great Britain or?
Yeah, it's popular in the UK. I mean, they're really into eating dead things.
They are, and all their stuff over there it's all like heavy brown gravy, dark stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. You don't equate like light salads or something like that with them.
No.
You equate like stew. Yeah.
Yeah. Huss and pfeffer.
Yeah, whatever that is. I've never had that before.
Bangers and mash. I've had that actually.
Oh yeah, I've had that. Do you like it?
Not really.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah.
I know it's hard when you like care about what you put in your body to put that in your body. Like it's just not worth it. I'm going to have to spend all this time in the gym. Oh God.
Yeah. And it's not that great. So
the good thing about this meal that we're having is that we won't eat it.
True.
So it's just, we're not going to have to spend extra time in the gym. Like I'll take a bite of like the wasp cracker just to try it. I'll have a bite of the blood pudding, and then I'll go throw up afterwards because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to eat something else.
Of the 4 things that we talked about, I would try the cricket flour. In fact, I'm going to try the cricket flour. I just need to figure out how to find it. I really do want to try it. I've already had the spaghetti squash. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, the spaghetti squash. I like that. I'm going to have that too.
Yeah, that's good. And then now the wasp cracker, I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to. One, I can't stand rice cakes, and I don't know. That one's too real. Like at least the crickets, they smash them down into flour.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm really eating an insect. I mean, I know I am, but with a wasp thing, it's like I'm looking at a wasp and then putting it in my mouth and eating it. And I don't think I can do that.
Well, you're lucky because the wasp cracker is only found in Japan.
Okay.
So there you go.
Right, I'd have to go over there, and that's not going to happen either. So.
Okay, so there you go.
Thank
you're
goodness.
safe.
All right. So we got 4 weird but healthy things here that you could try, and chances are your mom never made these for you. Hopefully not. If she did, you never know. And we found a couple other ones, so we'll make sure we put those in the show notes for this episode. So the show notes for this one are going to be funkyfitnessnow.com/12. And we also want to talk to you about iTunes because we are on a mission.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
We're on a mission. We want to try to get some reviews.
We want 17 reviews. 17.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, that's not that many. It's funky. It's weird. 17 was a good age for me. I liked being 17. Didn't you?
Yeah, I think I stopped maturing at 17, so.
So good.
It's perfect.
So if you could just write us a nice review, and I will tell you how to do it. This is what you do.
Okay.
Funky Fitness Now is the best podcast I've ever listened to. Funky Fitness Now is so great. The hosts, Steve and Jessica, are amazing. That's all you have to do.
This is so easy now. You've written it for everybody. All you have to do is do that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So if you would leave us a review, we would really appreciate it. Tell us what you think. It's funkyfitnessnow.com/iTunes and help us get to 17 before the end of July.
That would be amazing. Please help us. Thank you.
We need help.
Yeah, we need help.
What are we doing next week?
Good question.
I think it's weird ways to live longer.
Yes, that is exactly what we're doing next week. Weird ways to live longer.
Awesome. I will see you then.
Okay, sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you haven't already, make sure you visit funkyfitnessnow.com for more of the weird, wild, and kooky things people do to stay fit. While you're there, be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter so you never miss an episode. See you next week.